Greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers. Tiki here.
And BlueDragonFive.
And tonight, we're talking Mr. Banks. You know, because BlueDragonFive, I got ears. Then I got ears in my ears. Then my ears.
My ears.
Have ears.
My ears have ears.
Oh, dear. Is that going to be the Christopher Walken line of the movie?
Maybe. Mike.
All right, so BlueDragonFive, this was kind of an interesting little conundrum here with the Super Bowl trailer because I believe they showed like a 30-second little like promo for the actual trailer during the Super Bowl, and then it's like, hey, go online to watch the trailer. So
yep.
That's why I didn't really count this as part of our Super Bowl roundup that we had. I think this kind of stands on its own, and I like how they're marketing it as the big game trailer. I think it's very appropriate.
Yeah.
So, all right. So with that in mind, we are just going to go ahead and go frame by frame. Hopefully the screen share will work. If not, I'll just kind of go ahead and turn it off, and we'll just do an audio. But
before we get started, just want to attend to something real quick. Just, can you? I can hear myself a little in the background. I don't want to jinx us, but if you can just
there is nothing we can do about that, my friend.
All right.
There's absolutely nothing we can do about that right now.
All right, let's get on.
I am very sorry. I am very sorry. We have to go like white trash podcasting tonight.
All right, fine. Let's go.
Folks, I apologize. I'm having some freak technical difficulties on my end, so this is going to be a very shitty produced podcast. I'll admit that up front. But you know,
don't give it a glowing review already, Tiki. Come on.
No, I'm just telling them the software I have to work with here. I'm working with like a freaking 2009 Windows XP desktop. This thing is not running at high capacity here.
Well, to quote the great Jim Gordon, we work with what we have.
I guess so. I like that attitude. All right, so let's go ahead and let's go to the first frame. I guess before we start BlueDragonFive,
yeah.
What were your overall impressions of this trailer?
I thought it was very impressive, and it renewed my interest in it, and it's kind of selling me more on the idea of not that I was kind of unsold, because again the cast listing, the fact that Jon Favreau is attached is always something to interest you and say I want to see where this one goes. It seems to have most kind of chance of redeeming the live action Disney film, so to speak. But this one's kind of renewed my faith, and yeah, this one actually could be a really good adaptation of a classic Disney film, so to speak.
I am very stoked about this movie because I think this movie looks like a perfect combination of all the magic and wonder and atmosphere and music that we love about the original, mixed with some of the darker undertones of the original Rudyard Kipling story.
Absolutely, which I think is kind of a really interesting idea, because again, that's what's selling me, the idea they're really kind of embodying without kind of duplicating every single thing of the original Jungle Book film. But they are, you're absolutely right, is that never really occurred to me they could do that, but the fact they're kind of going so kind of not photorealistic per se, but it's looking really great though. But it's just kind of that otherworldly, this is you're in another world that looks similar to ours, but just kind of it's fiction pushed,
Which is exactly what I think the style of the original kind of tried to represent in the 60s, you know what I mean?
The 60s one had, let's just, for a moment here, we're going to obviously make some comparisons to the animated thing throughout this, but I mean, one of the best things about the animated Jungle Book film was that the animation was so spot on, especially from the animation coming from Frank Thomas and Ollie Johnson.
Sure.
Of course, they applied to the great physics of animation in that movie, like Bajira, one of the best examples of Pixar has used many times to kind of help get their physics down for The Incredibles. Just kind of pushing Mowgli up the tree, that shot, and of course, kind of a lot of the dancing stuff and kind of the great emotion towards the end. I mean, all that.
Oh yeah.
Fantastic animation in that film. It's a testament to kind of the history of just kind of great character animation.
Yeah, and of course it holds a couple distinctions. I think the biggest one being, of course, it's the last animated film that Walt worked on before he died.
Yeah.
But I think another big distinction that the original made that I think is very much carrying on to this movie, Blue Dragon 5, is this was essentially the first animated film to have a voice acting cast basically built around the entire movie. So you had Phil Harris, a popular comedian at the time. You know, you had Louis Prima. I mean, who better than Louis frickin' Prima to bring King Louis to life?
Edward Nigma would agree. That's excellent casting.
Right, right. You had George Sanders as, you know, as Shere Khan. I mean, all
Lovely
around,
George Sanders. Seriously, what a great guy that George Sanders, and what a fantastic actor. I say he was great, Mr. Freeze. I'm serious. I'm the '60s Batman. He was a great Mr. Freeze.
I believe you. I believe you. So just all around, that movie just had perfect casting, and I think it's very much in line with what we're getting here, man. I love the cast in this movie.
Favreau must have just such reverence for the '60s era Disney. You know, it's like. To be honest with you, he must have such reverence for that '60s era Disney that, you know, he's emulating so much of that original film in this, but again, just kind of bridging at the core of that thing, so exploring some opportunities that weren't explored by the original film in the '60s.
Definitely, definitely.
Really interesting stuff. I mean, again, I wonder, like, I would love to hear, like, kind of the behind the scenes or commentary of what he felt, like, why this movie connected with him so bad.
Oh, I'm hoping we get some good, you know, making of stuff on the DVD or.
But then again, you know, Disney track record with the features. So let's.
Well, of course, it'll be our job to provide one if a commentary is not there. So.
Yes. And of course, it's all going to depend on how good the movie is, which I think this trailer certifies that it'll be worth a watch. Now, that said, let's continue on with this big game trailer.
So we start with just kind of some ominous shots of the jungle. Going through. And then there's a chase going on.
Yeah. There's either a massive delay or you haven't clicked anything yet.
Can you not see Mowgli there?
Well, no, it's still the tree shot.
Okay.
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, now it's enlarged. It's a full screen and it's white. Just nothing but blinding white light.
Wow. Fuck this.
It's one of those days, folks, but we're going to walk you through just kind of like if Jon Favreau has an imaginative process going into this film, so we're going to give you the imaginative, really descriptive kind of our experiencing this trailer. So, I mean, if you really want to experience this the way we're kind of laying out there for you, do yourselves a great service. Pull up an additional tab on your computers or your little phones or whatnot, and just get the trailer linked up. Put it on mute just to kind of get the full experience, or put it on really low volume, just kind of get a sense of what we're talking about here. Okay,
all right, good
that said, let's continue. So the first shot, walk the folks through. Paint the picture, Tiki.
So we have just some ominous shots of the jungle, and then we see a couple wolves chasing Mowgli. This kid's got some really incredible acrobatics going on because he's swinging from trees and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Then one of my favorite parts of this trailer, because one of my favorite just aspects of this whole movie, to be honest with you, we get kind of the Bagheera chase.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then, Bagheera comes out, and of course, the voice cast is excellent, much like the original film. He comes out, it looks like Mowgli's a goner. If you didn't know the source material, it's like, oh no, he's going to be devoured by this terror. Oh no, this is the end of this poor kid. And then it's good old Bagheera saying, if you run like, if you come, what's the line?
If you can't learn to run with a pack, one of these days you'll be someone's dinner.
Very, very nice. And, it's like it's kind of this teaching moment, and just like from his mentor here, and then just the reveal, like, it's a camaraderie. It's like, no, I'm just teaching you how to survive in the wild, Mowgli.
Now, I think Bill Murray's doing his own thing with Baloo. Christopher Walken's doing his own thing with King Louie. I think Ben Kingsley, and of course we saw Ben Kingsley get very emotional about the prospect of playing a Disney character at D23, remember?
Oh, yeah.
So I think Ben Kingsley is just straight up like recreating Bagheera's voice from the Disney film as much as possible.
Absolutely. I mean, again, I'm loving Kingsley as Bagheera, because Bagheera was such a great character in the original. I mean, it's the perfect this movie has perfect casting in many aspects. Again, like I think mainly for Baloo and Bagheera, those two are really absolutely on the money of who you want to get to play these parts, because they either embody, or in Kingsley's case, as you just said, is able to replicate while doing his own thing on the side and getting a sense of. Like in little bits there, like he has this, like these moments of kind of like a growly, exasperated delivery that's like his own thing, but still like moments like these are just it's classic Bajira, and he's doing that so well. And I can see him so much as kind of that parental mentor teaching figure that cares a lot about this kid. He's the disciplinarian and kind of the kind of parental side of Mowgli here.
Yeah. Okay, so after that,
then we get so after that really fun reveal of like, oh, you'll never survive in the jungle if
there's a nice shot of Mowgli and Bagheera right before we get to the Disney castle. There's a great shot of them walking by the waterfall. And BlueDragonFive, I think I'm not the only one who thinks that waterfall in the original Jungle Book movie is probably one of the most memorable things about it.
Well, we're not jumping ahead, are we? Because that's kind of, I remember that a little later in the trailer. Sure we
No, I'm saying this is before we even get to the Disney castle.
Oh, okay.
It's like a quick shot, like right as Bagheera's talking. I'm just saying, like, I love those waterfalls in the original.
Oh, yeah, the waterfall shots are great.
Anyways, okay.
More on that a little later when we get
Castle.
some additional stuff. Yeah, Disney Castle. We get Shere Khan with his really commanding presence. Just kind of basically he seemed like terrifying the other animals. It's just like he's just kind of going around. He's doing the classic shoulder shift, which is awesome.
Idris Elba. This is perfect. Like, this is so intimidating. I think this Shere Khan is gonna, for as good as the Shere Khan was in the Jungle Book, the original, I think this might even match it or be better than it.
Oh yeah.
So Idris Elba, he has this great line. He's just like, can't help but notice there's a strange odor today. Man is not allowed here. It seems like they're kind of
highlighting kind of the politics of the natural order these animals kind of know. And it's like they know, okay, they are Bajira knows, yeah, we are kind of breaking a rule here. We don't socialize with man. And everyone's pretty cool with it, except for the guys just really set in the old ways here. Kind of our Ronin, the accuser mentality of sorts, just like saying, oh, okay, there's a man. Man is here. It's unnatural. I will sniff him out. I will rip him to shreds.
But, it's interesting because I wonder how far they're going to go with the fire angle with Shere Khan.
Remind me the fire thing one more time.
So basically, in the original, the whole reason Shere Khan wanted to get to Mowgli was because he thought that man could teach him how to build fire. It's the same reason that King Louie wanted him.
Oh yeah,
or he was threatened by the fire. I think King Louie wanted Mowgli to help him build the fire. Shere Khan was just straight up threatened by the fire.
Bear in mind, it's been years and years. Again, I've really
that movie's ingrained in my memory, man. I watched it so much as a little kid.
So, folks, if I'm a little unenlightened, that's why Tiki's here to inform me because it's been years.
I've got this down. I know that movie like the back of my hand.
So, for me, I remember from multiple VHS watching. So those were back in the day, and of course, I've the whole library of VHS tapes, and of course, since then I've kind of had other interests, but the Jungle has always been kind of a classic. It's kind of the how-to of animation in many regards.
Oh yeah.
Like it in your bones, but you don't. It's been years though. Unfortunately, no DVD on it for me. But then so this fire thing is, I'm sure it's going to be in there because given some shots we have later on in the show, do suggest that the fire is going to be kind of a big thing Shere Khan wants. I'm getting a sense of that.
Yeah, but I think in this, you're right. It's more so like it's less about the fire and more just kind of like, oh, man is just wrong.
Oh yeah,
I don't know.
Well, there's a chance of that, but now you're bringing up this fire point. You do have that's like yet an additional thing of like, man actually could supersede my power, but he can do this one thing we can't, and I just can't allow that. He could take me down. He could burn us alive. He is opposable thumbs. That's not right, man.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah. I can just kind of see the power struggles forming here between kind of. I don't know if they're going to go this way in the movie, but you have King Louie, you got Shere Khan, you got these really powerful different forces. One is just kind of like the underboss of a small town. The other one is just kind of like the mob boss loan shark, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. Politics were very much a big part of Rudyard Kipling's novel.
Yeah, that could be another blending that Favreau's going for here, and it's interesting.
For sure.
More on that when we get to Louis. More on that when we get to
Okay.
Louis. Okay, so also I want to mention Shere Khan's design. He really remind me. Was the blind eye in the animated film?
Yes, it was.
It was, right. I remember in the second one. I was trying to forget if it was in the first one or not.
Oh, forget about the second one, man. Come on now.
Yeah, no, I thought it could have been like an off-model thing. I just wanted to make sure it was in the original.
The blind eye was definitely a distinctive thing with Shere Khan in the original.
Right, making sure, because Shere Khan had those great, like, really intimate scenes, but then again, he was kind of turned to the side during those scenes. You know, it's just like, and I'll count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not moving. 10. Okay.
All right. So, Ben Kingsley, he's just like, run, Mowgli.
Now, let me mention this. I told you from the first trailer we did really talk about in depth with this. That was the one bit I really wanted with the talking instead of Ka, and we finally got it. So I kind of called this bit, and I was really happy about that. Just Bagheera saving Mowgli's hide here by jumping right before it looks like Shere Khan's gonna get his grips on Mowgli. He pounces on him, turns him before he's like thrown clear off, and he's like, "Run, Mowgli!"
And if I'm predicting this whole scene happens early on in the movie.
Oh yeah.
Which means Shere Khan is going to have a much bigger role than he did in the animated film. Because keep in mind, Shere Khan was kind of like the shark from Jaws in the original.
Yeah, he was. I remember that.
He only really showed up in the last 10, 15 minutes. A lot of people forget that.
Well, if I were gonna let's look through this for a moment here. Let's see. So first half an hour that was going to be our introduction to Mowgli, him being found, and maybe a little bit of him being raised.
We're going to get a lot of stuff with the wolves, and Giancarlo Esposito is going to play the main wolf.
Well, that said, I guess Shere Khan be coming around either by the 50-minute mark or the hour mark. That'd be my guess.
I would say maybe the half-hour mark, like the end of Act 1.
End of Act 1, yes. I'm just speculating when that would be. But yeah, you're right. End of Act 1 sounds right.
Yeah, I definitely think this whole thing is like an end of Act 1 kind of thing.
Okay.
So, and there's a lot of different, this whole scene, it's definitely a set piece that is outside of the Disney movie, because there's this whole wildebeest stampede. Mowgli grabs on to one of them.
Oh, it's such a last minute escape. Again, I just love the form. I just love the idea of this scene of just seeing Moses running from this thing. It's inescapable fate there, and there's Bagheera, his parental mentor figure, just swooping in at the last second to say, "You know me." I love it when our heroic character saves someone. I just love that simple action. You know me. And just seeing Bagheera, one of his beloved characters from the story, just saving this kid that he has a great affection for, and just like, "Run, Mowgli!" Even though he's tossed aside, and looks like, "No, Bagheera, Mowgli's done for." He's giving him some last parting advice as he thinks this kid might be a goner. He says, "Run, Mowgli, do what I've fought it with all my strength. I can't do anything at this point. Take it into your own hands, kid. Do basically what I did at the beginning of the trailer. Tell you, when you face a real predator." Again, they're really kind of laying some breadcrumbs in this trailer about what some lessons Mowgli's going to learn from his mentor here.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, yeah, you're right. So then, kind of a last minute escape. He falls on the wildebeest.
Yeah, it looks like a straight up homage to fucking Lion King, to tell you the truth.
Do you think we're gonna have a hidden Mickey in this movie?
By a hidden Mickey, do you mean?
The Mickey Mouse ears. The little symbol.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's hidden Mickeys in every Disney movie. Probably. What I'm more curious about is if they have a hidden character from the Lion King. I don't know.
We'll see.
Actually, that wouldn't make much sense because the Jungle Book does take place in India and the Lion King takes place in Africa.
Right. Huh.
What?
No, nothing. Can you hear me?
All right, so we get this beautiful shot of after we see Shere Khan kind of just giving this intimidating roar as Mowgli escapes.
Yep.
Beautiful shot of the waterfall.
Yeah, so it's that was kind of the grand homage to the classic film here. With that, I love this idea. It's kind of a classic walk-in conversation between Mowgli and Bagheera.
it's just staring at this. A, I want this as a poster, and B, I want to watch the movie again immediately. The
And let me
original.
applause the idea of the effect here. This really impressed me because you're wondering, okay, well, it's obviously it's a big thing Favreau's doing here to kind of make us finally buy kind of the talking animals things. That's usually a hard thing to pull off in the live action kind of your talking animal movie. You know, because ordinarily you'd have the kind of like, you know, movie like Cats and Dogs. You can tell like kind of the CG'd kind of mouth movie effect, you know, or like even anytime you take like a live action character of any variety and you just try and make it look like they're talking, sometimes it goes a little south. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And in this case here, what they've done cleverly is we get those bits obviously when it's just kind of moved into the actual kind of. You can tell they've kind of pulled a lasso and they've kind of studied some actual animal movements and kind of like the roar of a jaw and everything. So they get like the jaw movement linked up there. But what's so great about that is that they're artistically balancing that out with kind of these really well composed shots of like as they're doing kind of the classic walk and talk. It's from a distance, so you don't really see the mouth moving, and it's sometimes in shadow. So they're really kind of creatively kind of, you know, shaking up a little bit. So you'll have your kind of close conversations, but you also have these bits that are just kind of also have conversations going on, you know?
Totally.
Which I thought was really, really interesting. And just Favreau just showing his kind of his talent as a director in that case.
All right.
Okay, so then we got a little Ka bit. You know, we see it is Ka, right? Am I saying that right?
Yeah, Ka. Yeah. I believe this is the same bit that we saw in the original trailer.
Yes, the trust in me.
One quick thing we see before we get to Ka, we see you remember that shot of Mowgli when he's climbing that tree branch and then the tree branch kind of lowers him onto the cliff?
Yes.
That is some impressive acrobatics, man. That kid can fucking climb.
Oh yeah.
Like, I'm just saying, like, they got a kid who's just like a freaking chimp when it comes to climbing these trees.
I mean, such a lot of talent for such a young kid, I gotta say.
All right.
Okay, let's see. So then, of course, we get kind of one of the crowning casting achievements of this film.
Oh dear God! Oh, give it up! Give it up!
King Louie.
Kid. Okay, hold on. It goes.
Man cub wants to live in the jungle. How do you know that?
Kid. You know, I got ears. My ears got ears.
Yeah, I got ears. My ears got ears.
It's so great, man. He's just like a classic, like, Italian mobster type.
I know, that's what's so clever about it. I never thought of that with King Louie, that just playing him like a crime boss. He's essentially kind of like the Jabba the Hutt Vito Corleone combo in the jungle.
King Louie is very Jabba the Hutt-like, except, of course, a lot more lively.
Well, actually, no. I remember I kept saying this during the trailers and stuff. What he kind of looked like with the temple and everything. He looks very, and he kind of plays like two Brando characters, not just Vito Corleone. But he mainly plays as the character from Apocalypse Now.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's just kind of like the crazy kind of
he's framed and everything.
Yeah, all these kind of shots of kind of this large, lumbering kind of guy in the shadows, kind of giving the orders to his people, and they're just saying, all the kind of the wacky sayings. I mean, that's kind of perfect. It's kind of a perfect kind of pull from film if he's going for that.
And I definitely think King Louie is probably going to be the thing that is the most unique to this film. But I think that's a good thing. I think Christopher Walken is going to go nuts with it. I think they have some really cool things in store. One correction, BlueDragonFive?
Yeah.
Remember when we were talking about this movie and I said that King Louie in the novel was like really intimidating?
Yeah.
Apparently, according to one of the commenters, he was not in the original novel. He was made for the Disney movie.
I heard about that part. So, what was that accurate or?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's accurate. So I just do apologize. I mean, I know that we said that. Like, I don't even remember what video we said that on, but I don't know. For some reason, I just seem to remember like there was some bit. Whatever. Do you think that we're gonna get King Louie? Is this gonna be like as intimidating as Christopher Walken could possibly be?
I think it's gonna be up there. I'll tell you that much. I mean, there was literally a movie where Chris Walken was like stabbing a knife into his head during a conversation. So I'm not quite sure if he can get more intimidating than that. But I don't know. I think it's gonna be up there though, because if he just plays it so, you've never seen kind of Christopher Walken this large and imposing and just kind of But here, and still wacky at the same time. But you know what? I mentioned it again with the politics in this thing potentially. I get a sense like he thinks of himself as kind of the Shere Khan, but he realizes, well, no, this guy's still pretty. I mean, I have the size on him, but I don't have to waste my time in kind of like a battle with this guy. I mean, just run my own territory on this side, and just kind of
I would also wager to say King Louis probably has numbers over Shere Khan.
That's the thing. I mean, Louis has a lot of power, but so he doesn't want to waste time. They have nothing he wants. He just has he's in paradise. He has nothing to really fight for. So he himself he actually could. I think he could potentially win against Shere. And looking at the size and the numbers he's got,
I think he could. I mean, his design is. Like, in the original movie, it was essentially he was a big orangutan. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was just kind of he wasn't like as big as this. He was just kind of
he's fucking huge.
Yeah, here he's like he's the size of the Hulk in this.
Oh my god, and I love it. I love it.
Actually, he's even bigger than the Hulk. He's bigger. He's bigger than the Hulk. Look at his arm.
I mean, I hate to say it, but he's basically King Kong size.
No, he's a little smaller. He's a little more more squashed than Kong.
I can see that, yeah.
Okay, but the point is, I'm in the way
he's big.
It's Christopher Walken playing kind of a Jabba the Hutt like crime boss, but he's hermetized like Apocalypse Now. He's like, I think like physicality wise, he's like Apocalypse Now, but with like kind of a Louis Prima spring in his step.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I think Walken's just going to do so well. And I'll bet you this. Aside from Bill Murray, Christopher Walken potentially will be the most talked about part of this movie. He will be the,
I think Bill Murray is going to be probably one of the safer parts of this movie, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad thing. I just think his performance is going to be very like on the nose, like, oh, I'm Bill Murray as Baloo. I think Christopher Walken is going to be the most talked about thing in this movie.
Well, I think Walken's definitely going to be I think he's going to steal the show too. That's what I think too. It's like people are going to love to be talking about King Louis. Oh my God, you see King Louis in the jungle? But anyway, so the point of this little scene here is that he's offering again very mafia-esque, and I'm loving this idea. I never thought of that with King Louis, making him kind of a mob boss. Is that he's kind of essentially a protection offer for Mowgli. He said, "No, well, stick with me and I'll protect you."
Mm-hmm.
Which is interesting. Again, it could be kind of it's a weird comparison pool, by the way. But it seems to be kind of a running Batman theme. It's kind of like Batman Begins. Like he's kind of bouncing off of mentor figure to mentor figure. In this case, he goes from Bagheera to Louis to probably Baloo or some order.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And again, seeing how they play it, I'm not sure. Again, this could be just like a different thing. I'm saying that it could be like Shere Khan could, in some ways, try to have like a grudging respect for Mowgli at some point with the fire thing. I don't know.
I'm hoping that Shere Khan and King Louis have kind of like a grudging rivalry of some kind.
That could be interesting, but again, I'm just thinking like Louis is so far removed, but you could have like an aftermath scene of like Louis just kind of picking up the pieces and everything, and then Shere Khan comes by, and this would be the scene to show Shere Khan could eventually win a fight just by intimidation. By intimidation, he just defeats King Louis, Of just like he just comes by and says, "I'm looking for Mowgli. Look, you don't come into my territory." I said, "Where's the boy?"
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I like
something
that.
like that. Like that. Basically, that'd be where Louis is. If you think Louis is the most intimidating guy, if he comes by and has like a little chase, an awesome chase scene with Mowgli, and everything. Oh God, thank God, yeah. No one could defeat King Louis. He comes by saying, "I'm looking for the boy," and that's his trail so far.
And then Louis just folds.
Yeah, and just like Louis just becomes super submissive and he's just embarrassed in front of all his troops, and like, yeah, something like that.
All right.
Just throwing it out there. Okay, let's see. So, then we get this awesome thing where one of the best things the trailer did was it's kind of the score is kind of employing the bare necessities theme, which I thought was a brilliant move on their part, just kind of melding that into the main score.
Oh yeah. One of the shots that most excited me was all the elephants.
Oh yeah, it kind of reminds me of the Elephant March.
Oh, it's most definitely the Elephant March.
Oh yeah, and then of course we got Baloo singing a few lines to accompany the bare necessities, and of course Bill Murray, perfect casting as Baloo, and I think he's just going to bring not just like it's Bill Murray. I don't know, it's the reason it's going to work regardless, but I think. it's perfect.
Phil Harris worked because it was Phil Harris, and this is going to work because it's Bill Murray.
No, it's safely going to work because of that, but I think Bill Murray's definitely going to bring a great performance with it, too. I think he's just going to be kind of like just that laid-back, kind of like the friendly mentor, like, oh, this kid, I'll stick with me, kid, I'll protect you. Like, where Louis probably going to want something, but Louis is like, no, I like this kid.
But also, we'll get to it in just a little bit, but we hear some genuine big emotion from Baloo, too.
That's what I'm saying. I think Murray's really going to bring it with this thing, too.
Mm-hmm.
A lot more than he did with Garfield.
Oh, God.
Okay, so after Baloo singing a few lines, which was awesome, by the way, which we heard about way back in the D23.
I'm sorry, really quick. Do you know about Bill Murray, like the last line he has in Zombieland in his cameo?
I know about it, yes.
Do you have any regrets? No,
Garfield.
Not really.
Maybe Garfield.
Well, maybe Garfield. All right.
Okay.
So we see.
I love the story behind that Nostalgia Critic highlighted. I think he went about showing it all wrong, but I loved him addressing it. Why Bill Murray was attached to Garfield. But anyway, moving on.
On Blue's stomach in the river. Now, one thing from D23 BlueDragonFive that we still haven't seen that's bothering the crap out of me.
Yeah.
That everyone was talking about.
Yes.
Was Mowgli actually dancing on Baloo's stomach?
Well, you can't show everything, and you see him do.
Yeah, I know, but it was one of the things that people were buzzing about. Like, oh my God, Mowgli dancing on Baloo's stomach. How'd they do that? I don't know.
Well, they just have a big blue and/or green pad he's just standing on.
I guess so. Yeah.
Okay, let's see. So Baloo sings a few lines very awesomely. Bare necessities. Okay, we get Baloo. Here we go. Oh my God, it's a beautiful moment. Baloo and Bagheera have their dramatic heart-to-heart, which was the huge backbone and one of the great character animation testaments to Frank Thomas and Ollie Johnson from that movie, where it's just the two of them hashing out kind of the dramatic issue.
That was a tour de force of a scene. I love that scene. It was one of the great examples of lighting in a Disney movie because it's like right at the crack of dawn as the sun's coming up.
I will say it is probably the best scene in that film.
Probably.
Yeah. At the very least, it's the best. Tonally, the character interaction-wise, it's one of the finest things. And they had the line Baloo says in here, and it's just it's like they don't say it exactly. So it's like it's you guess it's in that scene, or it's gonna be maybe placed a little earlier in that scene. But it's like it's reminding me so much of that ending with Baloo and Bagheera. I'm not saying it's the exact scene, but it's kind of in the same issue building to that moment.
Mm-hmm.
Or just it's Baloo and Bagheera kind of hashing out, he needs to be with man, they can protect him. Says in this heart-to-heart, then oh my God, Bill Murray really brings it with this one line again. Favreau knew what he was doing, casting Bill Murray, and the way he delivered on this, saying, "If anything happens to that kid, I will never forgive myself."
Oh God. Oh yeah, just straight up.
I mean, if I just can't wait to hear Bill Murray say my favorite part for that one, just him saying. Says, that kid, he's like my own cub. I just want to hear him say that line so much.
We see a quick shot of Baloo and Shere Khan going at it with each other. That must be from the finale. Was
that from the animated film? Did they have?
Oh yeah.
I just want to make sure because I didn't Baloo try to pull the wool over his eyes or something first.
Baloo had an implied death.
Oh right.
And then it was like, no, I'm fine, kid.
Okay. Anyways, yeah, it's really kind of great seeing again Baloo coming in for the save. Very nice.
Oh yeah, big moment in the original. There's a shot from the original trailer that I just really like is Baloo kind of like going up to defend himself against all of Louie's monkeys.
Oh yeah, we get the river shot of him just kind of going down the river, like him patting on Baloo's chest, and again probably building to the dancing on his belly.
And then, oh my God, man, just the effects here where we see the classic shot of Mowgli getting carried away by Louie's monkeys in the jungle.
Yeah, behind the monkey mosh pit.
I mean, oh my God, it's I don't even know how they did it. Like some of these shots are just beautiful.
And I love the Bagheera hug. It's Mowgli hugging Bagheera.
Of course.
We get the let's see. So we'll get the Ka rap. The trust in me bit, perhaps.
Which is very intimidating.
We got the mother wolf, Raksha. Is that it? Am I saying that right?
Raja, yeah.
Rasha. We get the little Rasha bit of like, just kind of putting the head up to Rasha.
Don't forget that awesome frickin' scene where Louis like climbing all over the temple.
So, oh yes, the giant Louis, and most likely I'll predict that clip is from the "I Want to Be Like You," the "I Want to Be Like You" number. It's him like
They
swinging
better
around.
have that damn song in here.
I'm betting you that's where he's swinging around during that song. It's just,
Oh, that'd be awesome.
like you.
That'd be awesome.
Because how do you not do that song in the Jungle Book? Come on, seriously, how do you not do that?
I know.
Then we get Augie Boy. Then we get the Louis chase, and we saw the end of this scene before, and then we get to see kind of a little bit more of it, just like him like chasing him. We get to see the really intense Louis chasing him, and he's huge, and then the arm comes out. Oh my God, the arm's like it's as big as a Goodyear blimp. I tell you, it's huge. It's huge.
It is. It is. All
like
right.
You would not want this guy as a proctologist. It was huge.
And then I guess after is that it until?
Well, then we get of course we get the stinger.
Yeah, the stinger, which is
you tell him what it is.
Bagheera is just so like Ben Kingsley. He just nails this, man. He just nails it. He's like, "Come, Mowgli," and Mowgli's like,
"You can't go. I'm helping Baloo get ready for hibernation."
And I just love the delivery. And you're right. I think there is kind of like a unique twist Ben Kingsley gives to it. He kind of gives it a gruff growl. He's like, "Bears don't hibernate in the jungle." It's like he's so peeved. He's so peeved.
And again, the classic Bagheera would just get comically peeved, but it's still there's that great kind of warped in charm there.
And then what's Murray's last line to go out on?
I believe it is. Well, remember he says, I kind of
full hibernation.
I nap a lot.
I nap a lot.
And then here's what I love though. I think this is kind of the first really good glimpse you get at like up close look at Baloo. And I got to tell you, looking at this is kind of the big thrill of all the the effects on this movie and with the voice actors and everything is that. I mean, as you know in animation, as everyone knows in animation, that they record the actors so they kind of know what to for the reference when they animate. It looks very similar. Just by happenstance, it looks a lot like the actual actor. I got to tell you, with the certain kind of color of gray on Baloo in this movie, I mean, he looks so much like Murray. Oddly enough, even the character's coming through that well. I mean, it's oh my God, it's Baloo as Bill Murray in it, and it works so well.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
All right, and that is it. That is it.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm very impressed by this film, and I'm definitely gonna give it a watch.
I think you definitely have to check out the original animated film before the movie comes out.
No, I'll definitely try to do that.
Because honestly, like talking about it and just looking at all these stills of the movie and the trailer, it's like I literally that's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to watch this movie tonight.
Let me ask you this: do you think they're gonna opt out of the vultures?
Ooh, that's a good question. That's a good question.
Those are the only no-shows, and you think it's gonna be a big surprise?
It'd be awesome if it was a big surprise.
It'd be funny if they got as one of the vultures.
It'd be awesome if they could actually get McCartney and Ringo Starr.
No, well, I had a kind of an out there pick for him, but I mean, it wasn't good done. That'd be awesome. Don't get me wrong. I mean, if they can do that, they should do that. But I was thinking of kind of like a familiar Favreau pool. That would be kind of fun.
Oh, okay.
Sam Rockwell is one of the vultures.
Yeah, I could see that.
I'm just saying, Sam Rockwell. Sam Rockwell.
Of course. All right, so yeah, I am going to go ahead and just frickin' watch the original movie again because I need to experience it. It's a classic, and I can't wait for this film. It's definitely I'm a big fan of Kipling. I'm a big fan of the original, and this film just kind of seems to meld them all together.
And again, this is what you want to do with kind of a live action adaptation. You want to kind of capture the spirit again. What this trailer is kind of promoting the idea of, and what Favreau seems to be doing with this movie is what we want to see. What the purpose of adapting something is, to capture the love and nostalgia of the original, but bring something new to it, something people haven't seen before, to kind of capture that feeling in new people that haven't seen it before, but also kind of remind people of the thing they've seen and fell in love with before, without losing any of that magic. And I think Favreau, if anyone has a chance at that, it's got to be Favreau. I mean, again, without Favreau, we have no first step into the Marvel universe. It's like, again, Favreau, he's done so much good in the world. We gotta give him the points on this. We gotta give him everyone. If you're just not sold on, for some reason, if you're not sold on the Favreau Jungle Book, give him a chance. Do it for Iron Man. Give him a chance.
All right. Well, I guess that is it. Kid, my ears got ears inside of the ears. Inside of those ears are more ears inside of the ears. I also have really large arms. Very, very large.
Need a glove. Big glove.